Hi there. Today we're going to talk about the concept of creating one word for the New Year's. A lot of my clients have asked me, and they are doing this homework assignment for themselves as we are wrapping up the year and reflecting what all our accomplishments have been, what all we have uh, been challenged by, and how we are going to take this new journey into the new year. And one of this very exciting exercises that I do for myself as a self reflection tool and as a self coaching aspect that I do for myself and I share with a lot of my clients. Today, I want to record this video and kind of walk you through this entire process of what it really means, how do you do it, and what kind of struggles or challenges you might face when you're doing it, and also what it will bring in the new year. So let's get going. This video series is going to be in a two-part concept, and this one is going to take a deeper dive into the one word concept. You must have heard a lot about it, or you probably do something similar to this assignment, but I want to share how I do it and why I feel it is an important element into your growth. So, if you are a determined entrepreneur and you want to go to the next level of your business, no matter what level or stages of business you are in, whether you are in the startup phase, or you are in the ramp up phase, or you are in a build up phase, or you are in kind of an expansion phase, whatever phase of your business and life you are, this will help you. So let's get started. So at this time of the year where we are wrapping up the energy of the current year and we are super excited about what the new year is going to be like and what all our goals are and what all resolutions we want to create. If you are as creative as I am, or you consider yourself as a determined entrepreneur and you have all this creativity and enthusiasm inside, sometimes what happens is we can get overwhelmed with all this flow of creativity and the excitement that we have as we wrap up the current year and we are ready to jump into the next one. So there can be a feeling of overwhelm, or kind of what I call is you're not focused. You can be distracted. So I think when Thanksgiving comes in, everybody kind of mentally, everyone checks out. And this year I felt the same. I've kind of felt that I lost 3 weeks just because I was distracted. Personal stuff, client projects, the overwhelm of like, I want to wrap up all my current projects and start fresh, I guess. And then the holiday, networking and parties and the pressure of kids coming back home because they are home for 2 weeks for the break. So trying to keep them busy, there is a lot going on. And what a lot of entrepreneurs forget is that if you take a dive and take a break, the business takes a break. So the exercises I do with my coaching clients really help live in the moment, but also celebrate what all we have done in the year, but also not forget where we are going for the next year. So, overwhelm is one thing. So, if you feel that you get overwhelmed or get distracted, this exercise will help you. The second reason that why I stress on creating a one word assignment or a concept or a process for my clients is because you want to prioritize your personal growth. And this one word exercise helps you do that. Why? Because the journey that we embark uh, with the anchoring of our one word concept or the one word we come up with for the year, that journey is going to anchor my happiness. That journey is going to create my fulfillment, and it's also going to redefine my purpose. Now, the purpose doesn't get changed if you know what your purpose is in your business, in your relationships, in your life. The purpose doesn't change, but it gets redefined. What it means that it flourishes, it kind of unfolds on this journey of personal growth. So that personal growth concept driven by this one word is critical to our success in business and in life. So I really feel that this one word, as you can anchor it in, and it's a very soulful process. It will drive your growth, it will drive your revenue, it will help you become who you are. And it is very important to know who you are going to become in this process, because that is going to define the next phase of your growth. So that's another concept. And the third, and I think this is also a very important factor, is that this one word, which is going to create a direction for your growth, for your business, that direction helps you get aligned and not waste time. There are a lot of things that are thrown at us as women, as entrepreneurs, as solopreneurs, as somebody who is trying to stabilize how they're going to build their empire with grace and ease. There are a lot of things that happen, and we end up juggling a lot of balls. So I think as you juggle different responsibilities, you can come across different opportunities or different tasks or different stuff that happens or situations that can waste your time. And I think as an entrepreneur and as a mother, or as somebody who is focused on expansion or building a solid business and life in the community, I think it is important for you not to waste time, and be totally in alignment with what that is for your business. So I think this one word really helps you flourish and helps you be on the right path for yourself. So the main tool, which is this one word process, surprisingly doesn't come from different technological advancements or apps that we have access to, or different platforms or flip charts or spreadsheets or revenue processes. Nothing. It is a very soulful process and comes from inside. So what I would recommend is that you take a sheet of paper and just ask the soul to guide you what that one word is going to be. You can kind of meditate about it, like I do. I invite the concept of what that one word is going to be for my new year into my kind of everyday concept as I'm wrapping up. And it usually happens after Christmas for me. Even if I want to do it before Christmas, it doesn't, just because there is so much excitement in the environment, and it also happens to be my birthday. So I tend to enjoy every moment, and then I shift, and then I start inviting different words into my life and ask the universe and my guides and the higher powers, whatever you believe in, you tap into your spirituality and you ask for guidance, and you allow that word, which becomes your primary self-coaching tool as well, to come to you. And just wait. It could sometimes take you a day or two, or if you pray about it right before you are showing your gratitude before you go to bed, and ask for guidance. It could show up in your dreams, it could show up in your meditation times, it could just flat out be on your face, and you would know that it's your one word. So there are two exercises that I do that help me get to that point. One is called the SWOT analysis, and it is a SWOT analysis. So if you know what SWOT analysis is, great. And if you don't, I will help you take a deeper dive on that. SWOT, SWOT, SWOT analysis. You could Google it up. SWOT analysis, SWOT is an acronym. It stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So I take this concept of and the exercise of doing SWOT analysis and do it from two different perspectives. So imagine that you are today in the present moment, at the tail end of the year, and you are doing the SWOT analysis of your current year looking backwards. So the question to ask would be, make sure you have a journal to write on, loose sheets of paper, whatever makes you comfortable, but write it down. The SWOT analysis question, the first part is, what were my strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats for this year? What were? It's the past tense. And standing where you are today in the current moment at the tail end of the year, look back and assess yourself from January till December. What were your strengths? What were your weaknesses? What were your opportunities, and what were you scared of? What were your threats that could literally shatter you or that would challenge you more? The reason of doing this from this past tense aspect is because you've already lived it. And that is going to actually give you a total analysis of what this year looked like for you and where you are today, so that you can write your accomplishments. That's the part 2 of this exercise. So you do the SWOT analysis looking backwards as to what all you have accomplished. So you're doing your strengths, your weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. It's all done. You've survived. You've really shined through. You've had some brilliant breakthroughs. And today, now, you can actually write down your accomplishments, what all you've accomplished. And it's a very humbling exercise, because what you thought on January 1st or the first quarter of this year, if it was a strugglesome quarter, now you can look back and say, wow, I actually accomplished all that. So that's one aspect of the exercise. The second part of the exercise is the future aspect. So standing where you are, knowing what you know, then the second question becomes, what are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What are my opportunities? And what are my threats going into the new year? Okay, write it down. So you can divide your page, if you have a loose sheet of paper, into 4 sections, or you can take 4 sheets of paper and just dump whatever comes to you. Now you have the past, you have your accomplishments, and you have the future. Make sense? So think of this like the plane with 2 wings, the past and the future wing, and you are in the present, the body of the airplane, and you're going to take off. So what is going to pull you forward? What is going to be that push to help you take off into the next year? That push, that pull, that is going to energize you and is going to pull you up during those moments of challenges or struggles, is that one word. One word. So let me share with you a little bit of what that one word should look like or is. Well, that one word is not what your head tells you, that, oh, my one word should be blah, 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 blah. No, the one word actually comes from your soul. It comes from your heart. It calls you and it pulls you forward. And what this one word of the year needs to be, that thrust for your airplane to take off into the next year. So it really is supposed to not be a comfort zone for you. It's supposed to be something that challenges you, something that helps you take off, something that is going to help you grow into the next year. I also sometimes call it that it's the lighthouse of your soul, because your soul knows what you need going into the next year. And if you surrender and you let your soul guide you, it is going to come to you. And that one word, when it comes to you, there is this sense of relaxation and calmness that takes over, and you know that that's the word. So just try this exercise and see where it takes you. You have to trust the process, because since it comes from your inner guide, from your soul, and if you've done your SWOT analysis for the past, you've done your accomplishments for this year, and you've kind of done the SWOT analysis for the future of the next year, where you think all of this is a mechanical process. The SWOT analysis is, right? But when you write down your accomplishments for the year, that is where you get kind of a confirmation from the soul that yes, you got it. So trust that process. You have to engage your intellectual faculties, and you have to allow the soul to guide you, and you have to sit back and surrender and trust the process. So that one word is not what it should be or it has to be. No. Let the word choose you rather than you choosing the word. Because when you get into this analytical and logical aspect of like, oh no, I don't like that word, that's your ego, that's your head or your personality talking about it. But if you let the word come to you, and even if you have to sleep over it, if it calms you down, even if you don't know what it means, how it's going to unfold the next year for you, how it's going to tap into that growth aspect of you, just trust the process. Let it guide you. And you may not understand today why that word is coming to you, but 12 months into the game, you will understand why, because it is there for your growth. It helps you unfold your own success. And when you kind of step back and surrender and let the soul guide you, because the soul is the CEO of your business actually and life. So if you let the soul guide you, it will not fail you. Let me tell you one thing, it will never ever fail you if you choose to listen. Now, if you feel a disconnect, the disconnect usually happens when your head, which is your personality, the ego, and your heart, which is the seat of your soul, when the head and the heart are not in alignment, that's where the disconnect is. If you feel the disconnect, take a deep breath and ask the soul to guide you. And you can talk about your word, you could write about your word, you could journal with your word to see how you feel, and listen to your body. If you calm yourself down and you are in that space of silence where you can actually feel how your body is responding to different vibration, the energy of these words. Let's say you had, instead of one word, you had 3 or 4, I don't know, and you were struggling to pick the right one. If you calm yourself down and you understand that each word has a vibration, and your body, your soul is going to respond to the vibration of that word, it would actually be very helpful to tap into that energy and see which one you're going to get attracted to, because the right word will attract you more. And you may not understand why, but that is going to be the right word. Now, if you are somebody like me who will have more than one word, I would recommend that you really nail it down to get it to be one word. It's very important that it is one word, not a tagline, not a mantra for the year, but one word. And the reason is because if you don't do the one word, you are basically going to cheat yourself from the benefits that this word is going to bring you. Okay. But there is something else that happens. So even though if you are going to work on this assignment and you come up with the word by January 1st or the first week of the year, let's say, you have your one word. That one word is going to be the lighthouse of your first quarter, for sure. It is going to guide you. Now, look at this one word as the main umbrella, the main theme for your year, next year, all right? And there are 4 quarters in the year. So the first quarter, it's really going to anchor in if you really allow it to. And then what will happen is, and this is my experience for years doing this, by the tail end of the first quarter, your soul's going to guide you to have a sub-theme or another word as a lesson you're supposed to learn for your second quarter. And then by the end of the second quarter, your soul's going to guide you with a third word, which is going to be a sub theme for the third quarter and the fourth quarter going into the fourth quarter. So what happens is if you trust this process and you let this word guide you, it will not only save you time and energy, but it will also help you grow, but it'll create a very solid foundation for the elevation of your next year life and business. And these sub themes that come in, they are going to unfold your success even more, but they will be totally in alignment with your main word, one word of the year. Okay, so trust the process, write it down. Tip number one, it has to be one word. Okay, if you are anxious about other words, just follow the process and see what happens for you. The second thing I want you to know is that in order for you to really take in all the benefits that this one word creates for you, you have to understand that the decision of creating this one word actually comes from your head, but the commitment to follow through and embrace all the energy of this one word comes from your heart. So you make the decision with your head and you commit with your heart. And when you are in alignment with your head and your heart that you have decided and you've committed to embrace the energy of your word, it's going to open up different portals of possibilities for you. You may not understand that today or even first month into the next year, but by the first quarter, 90 days in, you will understand that. Okay, so sub themes are possible. Sometimes they won't show up if this is your first time doing a one word exercise or taking a deeper dive with it. It may not happen, and that's totally okay. So don't worry that, oh my gosh, Gagan said there'll be sub themes and I don't have a sub theme. No, everybody's on their own journey, and you take a deeper dive with your own soul and your soul's going to guide you where it needs to be. And I'm here. So if you need to talk about it or you need more advice, I'm here. So tip number 2, no word is a right or a wrong word. No word is the best word, or no word is, oh my gosh, that's a dumb word. No. Just like there is no wrong questions or stupid questions, there are no words that are right or wrong words. All right. So just trust that this word is for you and it's going to bring in immense clarity for you, especially in the first 6 months for sure. Sometimes it happens in 21 days, sometimes it happens in 90 days, sometimes it happens in 180 days. Everybody is on their own journey, but if you trust and surrender into the process, it actually helps you expand and grow. A couple of years ago, one of my words was focus, and it was chosen from the context that I had parted ways with a major client of mine, and I wanted to re-engage into my own business and kind of take my business to the next level. And the one word concept that I was using kind of at a surface level for years, I really wanted to take a deeper dive, and focus was one word that just kept coming back. And fortunately enough, when I trusted the process and focused and embraced the energy of the word into my 8 months, because the first couple of months were gone, I was surprised what all I accomplished, and I've never looked back. And I really believe that if you embrace the energy of the words and the intention behind it and fuel it with your commitment, it really opens amazing portals of possibilities for you. And you're guided, you're guided by the right energies, you're guided by your coaches and mentors and your spirit. So it's just a beautiful process. Then tip number 3 I want to share with you is that if you catch yourself saying that, oh my gosh, this is not the right word. Oh my gosh, if I shared it with my spouse or my team members or my professional colleagues, or if I share it with Gagan, oh my gosh, what are they going to think about it? Uh, just remember, that's not your soul talking, that's not your heart talking, that is your ego talking, and it is trying to create a resistance. That's it. It's not a misalignment issue here. It's the issue of resistance. So remember one tip, tip number 3, if you feel that you are in a place of judging, or you are kind of not able to embrace it because you're resisting, something inside you is causing that resistance to embrace your one word, even though it keeps coming back to you, right? Remember that that is the right word for you. And you're not supposed to judge. You're just supposed to surrender. And sometimes it's not easy for us to do that. We're all human beings and have some really big issues. And our ego will not allow us to surrender. But you know what? Ego is ours too, and we know how to tame it. So be bold, be brave, and have the courage to ask your ego to shut up and let me embrace the energy of this word, and let's see where this takes me. So that surrendering process is also letting the universe know that you're ready to take in whatever that new growth, new year, new word is going to bring you. It's totally okay to not understand it all the way through. Let some mystery be there, but infuse it with that unknowingness, with your faith and trust into this process. Because if you align it to where it needs to take you and you totally trust the process and infuse it with your faith, you're going to have some really brilliant surprises into the next year. That was my tip number 3. And I'm not going to promise you that, oh my gosh, it's going to be a rosy bed of road. It's not going to be an easy journey, because the word is supposed to challenge you. What does that mean? Well, if it doesn't challenge you, that means you're in a comfortable zone. And growth does not happen when you are in a comfortable space. Growth is supposed to happen only when something is ignited inside you or around in your environment. It's supposed to challenge and give birth to growth. So just like the old saying goes that change is the only thing that is constant, but growth is optional. And I'm asking you to choose growth. Because whether you want it or not, something inside you is going to change. And that change is going to be dependent upon how you want to embrace it and where do you want to take it. You want to just let it happen, and then there's another year gone and another season of your life changes and you don't even take advantage of it. Or you are intentional enough, bold enough, courageous enough to take the bull by the horns and direct it to where you really want to take it. And if you don't know where that is, that's totally okay. Let your soul guide you. Let your soul guide you. And I think when you infuse it with your trust and faith, when you share that word with me, with your other coaches and mentors, with your spouse, with your children, with your parents, siblings, or colleagues and support groups, you will just feel it from inside, the spark, the charm, the charisma. It just mesmerizes you, but it also magnetizes other people that, oh my gosh, that's really a good word. And you would know that, you have to just be sensitive enough to the energy that this word brings into your life and guides you to go to the next level of your business. All right. So how are you going to use this one word once you have it? So let me recap. You're going to do a SWOT analysis, the past tense, then the present tense is write down your accomplishments, then the future is the SWOT analysis of the next year, right? Very mechanical. Use your intellectual faculties, use your head, look at the facts, look at what all you've done, where your revenue numbers are, what you've accomplished in the business, right? Where do you want to go? Then you invite the one word to choose you, because now you're going to take a very energetic approach to the growth of your business. Once you have the one word and you know what that one word is, write it down, okay? Now, what I'm going to talk about is how are you going to use the one word? What does that really mean? There are 3 ways that I'm going to share that you're going to use this. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to use to grow. Absolutely, yes. That is the most important aspect. You're going to use the word of the year to grow you. Not your business, not your marriage, not your life, nothing. Because all of those things, all those different aspects, all those different relationships, they are an extension of you. So the focus needs to be on you. The focus needs to be on myself. So if you focus on your growth and elevation, everything else will be a byproduct of that growth. Okay, so first thing, you're going to use this word to grow you. Okay. You can get scared and say, oh my gosh, I don't know what that means. That's totally okay. Sometimes I don't know it either. But you have to trust, okay? You have to trust. And if you are struggling to trust, one thing I can say, you can really bet on yourself, because you know whether you're going to fail yourself or you're going to push yourself to the next level. And if you are one of those people who deep down keeps telling that, oh my gosh, I'm going to fail, or I don't know what I'm going to do, or I don't know what this means, that's the energy that you're attracting, right? So there's a shift in that self-talk. It's okay that I don't know what I need to do today. Tomorrow I'll know. And somebody's going to come and tell you what that means. Maybe in meditation, you might get the answer. Maybe in one of our coaching sessions, you might get the answer. But trust the process. You're not alone. I'm here. Your guides are here. Your ascended masters are here. Your spirituality is here. Your confidence is here. Your support group is here. Your spouses, your children, everybody's here. So you are not alone in this journey, okay? You can always call me. You can always text me. You can always reach out to me if you need extra support, all right? So first thing, you're going to use this one word to grow. Okay. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to embrace changes. You're going to use it on a daily basis. What does that mean? One of the questions that I really like is when I get my one word, I ask what kind of changes I need to make now, so that I can really flourish into my business, or I can flourish into my relationships, or whatever aspect or situation you are in, all right? And calm yourself down to receive the answers. So the changes could be what kind of changes I need to make in my daily routine, what kind of changes I need to make in my business, what kind of changes I need to make in my marketing strategies, how do I need to run my team differently if you have employees or independent contractors that work for you. How do I need to change my priorities? How do I need to change my negotiation skills? Ask your one word to guide you. It's very important. And write it down so that you know what that means. And I think the few days into the tail end of the year and few days into the next year, that is the prime time for you to sit down and start journaling as to what these questions are and how the answers are and what they really mean. Let the ideas start to flow, even if it doesn't make sense, all right? Put on some chakra music, put on some nice music that you enjoy, that calms you down, so that you can take 10, 15, 20 minutes here and there, or you can just say, hey, mama's going to do an activity and do not disturb for 2 hours. I don't know what your situation is and how you're going to manage your time, but trust the process and do this exercise and let the ideas start to flow. And within those ideas, you could have some visuals. Who knows? You could go to sleep and you could have a dream and you could remember it like so clearly in the morning. Trust the process one more time and see what that is. What kind of changes you're going to bring today into your business, into your life, into your health. I don't know if that's one of your priorities. Another way you're going to be using this one word is that you're going to let go. It is very hard to do that, but you have to learn to let go. You need to expect to be challenged and not get frustrated that, oh my gosh, I don't know what that means. And it's totally okay, because this word is supposed to challenge you because it's there to help you grow. And through that challenging aspect, I feel the challenging aspect is for us to have a leveled playing field so that we don't go spiraling downward. It's just like touching the ground and then taking off again. And it's going to rub you, a little way that you are not comfortable or don't like. That's what it's supposed to do. So I'm just giving you some heads up. It is supposed to challenge you. It has always challenged me. And sometimes I have actually kicked the wall. Yes, absolutely. It is sometimes very frustrating. So it's not going to sugarcoat anything. Just know that it's there for your higher good. Because that's what the universe wants. That's what the soul wants for you, to be in total alignment with your higher power for your good and for your growth. So when I start to get irritated or frustrated or impatient, sometimes I do get frustrated also, I know that I need to let go. That in that moment, I have to take a deep breath. I have to take a break and have to tell myself, it's like a self-coaching tool, right? So I'm empowering you today with this amazing self-coaching tool that when you find yourself in that space of like, oh my gosh, total chaos, extremely stressful situation, you are irritated to the core and you're frustrated that you can really strangle someone, take a break. Take deep breaths and let go. And you can ask your divine powers to ask your one word to show you the light, just like the lighthouse does in the middle of the pitch dark ocean and the surroundings, to show you the light. And then guide you, what is it that you need to let go? Because it's not in your control. The only thing is in your control is how you're going to react and how can you calm yourself down. Because if you're not in that state of grounded energy and you're not in this space of right alignment with your head and your heart, and your focus is on the goals, you will not be able to take this higher leap of growth that you are so capable of taking. So letting go is very important. And that friction or that impatience or that irritation or that frustration could come from some kind of an old mindset. It could also come from an old belief system that no longer serves you. So it's very important that you acknowledge that, even if you don't know what that is. You could take a deeper dive and you can try to pinpoint and say, oh my gosh, that's how I used to think, or that's what I used to say, or that's what I believed in, but somehow I don't believe in that anymore. You could do that, and you and I can do it together if that's something bothers you or you want to take a deeper dive. As you know, I do past life regressions and soul retrievals, and in all my energy sessions and in my coaching sessions, I do take people through that route to get to the root cause of what is causing the pain, so that I can help you transform that pain, that struggle, that challenge into prosperity. So if you have been through that journey with me, you know what I'm talking about. And if you're new into the program, buckle up. We're going to take some deeper dive. And I don't believe in putting band-aids on anything, whether that is your relationship, your health, your business, finances. We are getting to the deep core, the root of every issue, and we are going to transform. And it's amazing how you and I, can co-create these miraculous transformations, because I believe in co-creation. I can do everything by myself, but together, you and I can. And that's really amazing to be in that space of co-creation. So let go. Very important. And if there is any client or potential lead in your business that's causing you stress or anxiety or irritability, or you are wondering why they are not responding, or why are they not starting the journey with you, when you know that they love and trust you, and you know that they respect what you bring to the table, but there is still something that doesn't make sense, that they're not signing up for the contract, or they're not giving you the time or the energy that you think that you need. It's not about you, it's about them. What does that really mean? It means that they are not ready for your services. It's not that you can't do what you know you can. It's that person, that client, that lead is not ready for you. And remember, it's a co-creation process. And I teach that to all my clients so that they can really shine in their own business as well. It has to be an equal partnership. It cannot be 49-51 or 40-60. It has to be an equal partnership between my clients and me, and all my relationships. That's where I am today. If it is not, I'm going to step back and I'm going to let you take the lead also. So try that in your essence when you are irritated or frustrated. So, okay. One really beautiful question to ask is, what do I need now? What do I need now in this moment to shift in my perception? Because the air guardian talks about shifting our perceptions. So sometimes it's just that question that you can put forward and say, what do I need to do now to shift my perception? Because sometimes just by asking that question, you can really get grounded, and the right message will come that will open up your blind spots that we all have. Just like in driving, we have these blind spots which are behind us. Our peripheral vision can't reach those blind spots. And the minute we say, hey, shift our perception, whatever is in your blind spot, universe will bring it in front of you. And you'll be surprised. Sometimes it is really beautiful to ask that question and then let the universe do the rest. Because I believe that to ask that question, it requires willingness, it requires commitment, and it requires determination for you to embrace the answer, no matter what that answer is, whether you like it or not. If you trust and you say, okay, I'm willing to understand and shift my perception, I am committed no matter what. I am determined to take the next step, no matter what that is, for my growth and my elevation. Because if I grow, everybody around me grows. My clients grow, my family members grow, my community will grow, my team will grow. It's kind of a spiral, which is a ripple effect, and it's a beautiful effect. So if you are willing, you are committed, and you're determined, everything starts to fall in the right alignment for you. So trusting and adding your faith that the soul is there to guide you through this process of growth into the next year, it is an amazing tool to use. So one more thing, you're going to use this tool to make money. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. You're going to use your one word of the year to make money. What does that mean? What could that look like? So, whatever business you're in, if you allow the one word to guide you, apply it to your marketing strategies, apply it, how do you lead your team, apply it into your client relationships or client retention endeavors, your visibility strategies into the community, building your presence into the community. Apply this to your bank accounts. Apply this to pick up what kind of business platforms you need to bring in for your growth of the business. For example, one of the years, let me talk about this year alone. This year, my word, one word for the year for 2018 was expansion. Yeah, expansion. And if you have been my client this year, you know how I have expanded. I've created new programs, I've done created digital platforms, we created our membership site because expansion was the main theme for the whole year that guided me, anchored me in, showed me the way as to how I'm going to expand my reach, my business, my financial revenue for the business, expand my growth, focus on no matter what I did, everything was expansion to the point that we really created solid foundation for international business. Um, Expansion also meant that I added 4 new team members into the business. So when I started with the one word in January, I didn't know what it would mean, like how it's going to guide me. It just called me. I just knew that's where I need to go, and it has really showed me the way throughout this year. And every quarter, as I had my goals for the business, expansion became the main theme, and then there was a sub theme that kind of guided me through. And it has been a beautiful journey. And then last year, guess what? What was last year? I think last year was momentum, and we really kicked in and gained a lot of momentum in the business in all aspects, from social media momentum to um, getting clients to how we did business, how we did deliverables. Everything was geared and with the energy of the word momentum. One of the years was nurture. The word was nurture. Now, there's a difference between being nurturing or being a nurturer yourself than the one word that's going to guide the whole year under the theme and the energy and the essence of the word nurture. So we used the word like, how are we going to nurture our clients? How are we going to focus on premium packages? So all of this coaching and all of these premium packages came from the concept and the lead of the word nurture, because I do offer a lot of premium packages and work with quality clients, and I really nurture my relationships, and I really took time, and I still do, to care for the growth of my client. So um, I do care for a lot of people and my clients specifically, and I'm very nurturing myself. But how did I took the word to um, guide me to grow was a very different concept, and everybody does things differently. So I think when the one word comes to you and you start asking these amazing questions like, what does that really mean? You may not be able to see into the 12 months into future, but if you can focus on 90-day chunks like your quarters, I think you will be very pleasantly surprised as these brilliant breakthroughs start to come in. Last but not the least, you need to make this one word a part of your daily routine. It shouldn't be just one word for the first week of the year and then it just is in the past. You need to write it down everywhere. You need to have a visual reminder. I don't know, you can use post-it notes, you could announce it to everybody, you could get it inscribed on a stone, you could Google a lot of things like, my word for 2019 is cultivate. And it's a beautiful word, and I'm super excited about it. What does cultivate mean to me? And I'm taking this weekend to ask the same questions that I'm asking you to ask your divine connections and your guides and your higher intelligence to guide you through. I'm going to do the same thing for myself. So I don't teach and preach things that I don't do for myself. So it's a very tested process, and it has created amazing results for myself and lots of my clients. And we love what this process creates for us. And I think and I know that it's going to do amazing things for you into the next year. So just invite the energy of the word into your life. You could create a vision board. Let's say, like my word is cultivate, and I want to create a vision board. What does that mean? So that I have a visual of whatever that means to me right in front of me all the time. You could have a screensaver on your phones, on your computers, on your desktops, on your mobile devices. I think you could even have it inscribed on a jewelry these days. There are ways to bring in the energy and do it on a daily basis, and get it involved in your daily routine so that it's always there. And as you give it the proper elevated altar place, it's going to do some magical things for you and bring in that amazing energy and help you move forward. So my prayer for you as we end this year and we embrace the new year, that you are guided, and the fact that you do take the time to create your one word, I think you will be surprised what it does for you. And I really believe that this word is the right word for you, whatever that word is. And I'm super excited for my word and for 2019. And I will let you go now and wish you a very happy new year, sending lots of blessings and brilliance your way. I hope to talk to you soon, and sending you lots of love. Bye.